Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to set up your guitar. There's a certain features for different guitars on how they set them up. You know, Fenders are set up a little bit different than Les Pauls, but I'm going to show you this for a Martin type guitar. Now this is my Sigma. Some of y'all may know Martin owned Sigma years ago. Is kind of like their, like Epiphone is with Gibson, Sigma was with Martin. They used Martin specs for building a guitar. Well, since then, a few years back, Martin sold Sigma and a German company picked them up, but they still have the license to build them to the specs that Martin builds their guitars to. Even though they're not handmade, they're done by machine. This is a replica basically of a HD28. I like the sound of it. It still sounds good. So it's going to have Martin specs when they put it together. So I'm going to use Martin specs on this, but you know, when I talk about your string height and all that, it's very easy to look up online, you know, what type of guitar you have and what the setup is for those type of guitars. So we're going to do a Martin today, and luckily Martin and Gibson use the same neck length, especially on the HD28. So I'll be using the 24 3/4 scale. I think the other video I said 24 1/2, but it's actually a 24 3/4. As you see, you put it on the board like this, and it'll fit over the frets. Now, a perfect little straight neck every piece would be touching on that neck. So, since mine is a copy of a Martin, it's going to have, you know, I have to work with it to make it work. It's not exactly a you know, quality engineered piece, but it's still a good guitar. So what I've got is a little bit of rock. You can see I've got a little bit of rock in mine. So I've got a down bow in my neck, but I do that for a reason. It's just a little bit, because if I had it straight, if I brought this neck up to get that out, these strings here would be up even higher off the fretboard. And to eliminate that, I do a down bow, just a little bit. I think I gave it just a little bit of down bow, not much, but I'll show you. And another thing I had to do, let me spin this around for you just a little bit. The bridge back here, this bridge piece, I bought a tusk to replace the plastic one, and I had to sand it down. So I sanded it down with the neck straight as much as I could. And down here on this first string, I can't, you know, I can't get that. It's almost below the wood. It's just a little bit over. So I didn't want to take no more off of this than I had to by sanding it. So to make the adjustment, I put a down bow in the neck, which brought it down to what I needed it to be. So let's bring it back around again to the neck. There you go. So this straight edge lets you know how to get your neck straight. Now I've got my gauges here for relief, and with that on there, I think the relief, you're not going to believe this, man. This relief is just so small. It's probably like 0.025 that I had to give it to get that done. So I'll put that on there, push down on the back, and that just barely, see it pushing on the middle piece? 0.25 will barely go under there, so that's not much down relief at all. So I'm pretty happy with that. So basically this neck is straight. It's not perfectly straight, but it's straight enough. So that's how you check your neck. And if you have to make adjustments, mine has the Allen wrench holes back here in the back. It's right here in the sound hole instead of up here where you take a cover off, or some acoustics and some electric guitars. And you can loosen it and tighten it that way. I think to the right tightens it up, and to the left loosens it to where it'll bow up. You turn it to the right, it brings it down. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. I'm not going to stop the video to look it up and edit that out. But you'll know. I mean, if you'll know when you start, you'll feel it loosen, you'll feel it tighten. You know, so just check that out yourself. Now, once you've done that, you need to get a capo. Any kind of capo will work, and you need to put it on the first fret and tighten it, because you want string height now. You're checking string height. Now with the gauge, it has 64 settings right here. Now, a Martin is supposed to be a 5/64 off the 12th fret. From the fret to the bottom of the string should be 5/64 on a Martin. Now, for me, that's just too high for an acoustic guitar. I'm just not going to do that. And the reason they do that, I think, is because a lot of acoustic players that use Martin use a heavier gauge string, so they got to have them off the frets a little more. You know, it helps a lot. But I use a light gauge. So I use like 42 to 46 to 10s. That's the lights. And so you want to go to your 12th fret, get your gauge, and measure from the top of the 12th fret to the bottom of your string. And mine is at 3/64, which is really awesome. That's pretty low for an acoustic guitar. And but see, I'm not a heavy player. I don't sit there and bang on a guitar like some people do, where the strings will be vibrating, hitting the. I'm an easy flowing acoustic guitar player. You know, I'd rather have output, clean output, than just jamming and beating on it so hard that it just doesn't. To me, it just doesn't sound good. But you know, there's people that play like that. Buskers will do it to get the volume out and stuff like that. Hard, you know, heavy-handed guitar players. I'm just not. So I put mine down to 3/64. And on the E side, it's like also 3/64. So, you know, I'm doing pretty good. That's pretty low. So that's how you check that. So now, if your height is, if you want to get it down to the height you want, there's only two ways you can do it. You can either bring the neck down some, or you can sand off of this bridge back here that I'm showing you. The bridge piece back here, you can take it out and sand it down, but do it a little at a time. Don't just take off 1/8 of an inch. Take off, you know, a 32nd at a time, and you just get a piece of sandpaper, and you sit there and you go one way, flip it around, go the other way, flip it around, go the other way. Put it back in and check it. Yes, it takes time, but that's what being a guitar tech is all about, you know, is getting it right. You know, you're having to loosen your strings, tighten them back up, loosen them, tighten them back up till you get it right. So that's pretty much that on setting up your guitar and how to get your action right. And if you have any questions, you have a guitar that's not acting right for you, you think that you're afraid to touch it, look, I'll be glad to do it for you. I can do these things. I'll look at it and let you know if it's even worth messing with, be honest with you, because some guitars are not worth messing with. Now, let me just up here where I can see you. Hey guys, so I hope this video helps you a lot. There's more to it, you know. I'd like to do more in-depth into it. If you have, like I said, if you have any questions on setting up your guitar, just shoot me a text message. If you have my phone number, shoot me a comment on YouTube or Facebook. I'll be glad to help you out on that. But you know, that's all it takes to do these things. It's not a lot. It just takes a little bit of time to do it. And I mean, this one's set up pretty good the way I like it. I'll check it again in about 6 more months and see what it's doing, because summer's going to be coming up and I'll be playing outside, and that means humidity and stuff like that. So look, I hope these videos help you guys a lot. I got some more coming up. Probably playing some music, do some music videos on acoustic guitar. I've got some videos coming up of how to do 10 licks you need to know for lead guitar and to get you started playing lead guitar. So look, I love you guys. I hope these techniques helped you guys. I hope you're having a good day. I hope everything I've shown you is going to help you. And believe me, this isn't stuff that I read about. This is stuff I've picked up over the years and read about, I guess it's to say. You know, someone showed me. I didn't learn this all by myself. But there's certain things you need to know how to do to maintain your guitars, especially if you are a working musician. And you're not, you know, you're in that point where you can't just go out and spend money. You know, you need to learn how to do some of this stuff yourself. And that's what I had to do. Because you see, I'm in my room, I have a table, pillows. I don't have the mat and the stands for guitars. I have to fumble around like everybody else and to clean and set up my guitars. So learn how to do this stuff, and it'll sure make your life a whole lot easier. We'll see you guys later on the next video. Bye-bye.